They're a quartet of the most entertaining players on the ATP World Tour, known affectionately back home in France as the Four Musketeers.
A generation with four players, Joe, Gaël, Gilles Simon and Richard Gasquet, and they are very big in France right now. And the French viewers love them.
We've got a very good group of players, and I think that it probably shows that the French Federation does a good job in teaching kids and bringing them up to that highest level.
I'm sure they have the potential. We are all convinced now that all of them can be in the top 10 or 5 of the world.
Standing 6 feet tall but slight of build, Gilles Simon is one of the game's smaller stars. But the lightweight Frenchman is a match for anyone. And after an injury-hit 2010, he underlined his class by winning in Sydney in January.
It was tough at the beginning because after the title in Sydney, I had to play Roger's second round in Melbourne. I was like 50 in the ranking. I managed to reach the 16th place just before Wimbledon. And that's why I was happy to do a good job at the beginning, because my ranking is better and now I'm a little bit more protected.
During last year's US Open, Simon's partner gave birth to their first child, a life-changing event. So what impact has it had on his tennis?
No, for the tennis, it doesn't change anything. It's just that I'm more happier, outside the court. It was the best thing that could happen to me. And so many persons asked me about that because they thought that it would change something on the court, but unfortunately it doesn't change anything.
After winning his first ATP World Tour title in 2007, Simon steadily climbed the rankings. 2 years on, he was on the verge of breaking into the top 5 when injury struck.
Well, it was very hard because I was never injured before. I had this first knee injury in Roland Garros 2009. I was at my best ranking, was 7 in the world, and I had to retire from the Davis Cup. I had to pull out from the third round in the US Open, and I felt like it was not safe to play with this anymore, so I decided to stop. I couldn't play for at least 6 months. So finally, when I came back, I was also happy because I defeated Roddick right after in Washington. But still, I was sad because my ranking was far away, and I knew it would be very hard to work on it one more time.
And Gilles Simon, I like his brain. He's a real player. He doesn't have the power of the others. If you see his legs or his arms, they are so thin, you don't believe he's an athlete, but he's very clever. He's very clever. He knows exactly what he does on court. He can stay for a long time in the between top 5 and top 15, I think, at least.
Simon was a child tennis prodigy. Growing up in Nice, he dreamed of appearing on centre court at Roland Garros one day. But his idol was an American, Michael Chang.
When I was younger and I was very small, and it was hard for me. All the guys were already tall and they were serving big serves and big forehand, and I was so skinny, so it was hard for me to deal with them. And to see him playing an amazing tennis helped me a lot, helped me to believe in myself. And still now I'm tall and everything, but on the tour, all the guys are very strong and taller and everything, so I still have the same problem with the players, so I try to continue to work with it.
Returning from injury last year, Simon ended a 51-week title drought by winning at home in Metz. He followed this up with victory in Sydney and then on clay in Hamburg. And this week in Montreal, the Frenchman could reflect on that latest success in Germany, which moved him up to 12 in the rankings.
It was very nice for me to win there because we had to play the Davis Cup before. Even if I didn't play, I was on the team, so I had to practice 10 days on clay, and I said, okay, come on, I need to play 1 or 2 tournaments now. And it's good for me to win this tournament. It's very important for my confidence, for my ranking also. And unfortunately, as I said, now it's hard court, it's completely different.
Despite a first-round defeat in Montreal, Simon relished his time in Quebec. When you've come back from injury like he has, you learn to be philosophical.
When I'm ready, I feel like I can play an amazing tennis, but I know that if something is not good, not ready in my game, then I can lose to every player in the draw. So that's why we need to be really careful, and we have to do the maximum every time, because you cannot win when you're only 90%.